have one final presentation from Jayesh, Sleep Company. Whoever is missed, I think they missed a great presentation now, because this is an integration between offline and online. So they generate the demand online and they fulfill the demand offline, connecting the systems, how they structure the campaigns. I think Jayesh will do justice, and thank you very much for Jayesh from coming all the way from Mumbai. It's all over to you, boss. Thank you.
Please can I have a huge round of applause for Mr. Jayesh Jain.
Quick introduction. So I'm Jayesh. I lead entire analytics charter for the Sleep Company. So today we'll be covering how you can leverage first-party data to drive store visits and even attribute store visits back to meta campaigns, right? So before going into the topic, right, let's talk about omni-channel space in India and its future. So if you see today, a lot of brands are becoming omni-channel. When I say omni-channel, it's nothing but being present everywhere, right? So if you see, many offline brands are going online, and even many online brands are now going offline. Just to give you an example, some of the most successful D2C brands in India are omni-channel. If you name, let's say, Lenskart, Carrot Lane, they all have product discovery online, and also they have physical stores, right? So, I personally feel this is the future of Indian retail, right? So that's the reason why driving store visits digitally is now more important than ever, right? So, coming back to the topic, right? So I think I'll not cover first-party data. I think everyone has already spoken about it. So we'll just break the problem. The topic that we're today discussing into two parts. First is how you can attribute store visits back to your meta campaigns, and second is how you can start optimizing some of your campaigns, probably mid-funnel, bottom funnel, on meta for store visits instead of just purchase event, right? So we'll quickly cover why it's important, right? So if you want to identify which are the campaigns that are driving store visits, you'll have to figure out some way to attribute if a particular customer has walked into a store, you should be able to attribute what campaigns has this user first attributed to, right? So it's very important to understand which campaigns are driving store visits, and also to measure the cost per store visit. If there are campaigns, let's say, driving operating at very high cost per walk-in, then you can obviously take actions accordingly, right? Second is also the quality of walk-ins. In today's retail, the major challenge is the quality of walk-ins varies very differently. There are few campaigns that brings lot of low quality walk-ins. So how you can start measuring this effectively is through attributing the walk-in again back to the campaigns, right? And obviously you just see total walk-ins and total purchases, and then you can compute the quality of walk-in at campaigns level, right? And third one, which is the second part that we were talking about, how you should start optimizing campaigns not just on purchase event but also on store visits. So basically, it will just help you to improve overall ROAS. We have done this, right? We also have the impact, results, we have in the PPT, right? So the broader way how it works is, when you pass store visit as a event, right, you give more signals to your campaigns. If you see, there will be obviously 4 times more walk-ins than your purchase, right? Usually a retail store operates as 30-40% conversion. So any which ways, the walk-in count, store visit count will always be greater than purchase. So you are just giving more signals to the campaigns, and obviously it will then do better targeting and give you better ROAS, right? That's why it's important. So now we'll jump into how to do this, right? We'll just go. This is the broad 5 steps, and we'll go deeper in one or two steps. So first thing you have to do, right? If anyone is working working with or for a D2C brand, which is omnichannel, online, offline, here's how you can do it, right? So you'll have your first party data, phone, email of store visitors, from your CRM lead management software, right? You just need to pass that data to your first party data tool. For us, it's customer labs. So we use their webhook and we pass our own data to customers who have visited a store to for customer lab. I mean, first party data tool, right? So the second thing is on Meta, you'll have to create a custom event that says store visits. And in your first party data tool, where you've just passed your first party data, walk-ins data, you have to write a workflow where you can pass this first party data of store visits to this custom event that you have created, right? We'll go a bit technical on both of these things, but this is how broadly you'll have to do it. Now, once the first and second step has been done, so what you have done is you have passed your store visits data from your system to Meta, right? Now you have to do a bit of data validation just to confirm that there is no data leakage, right? So it might be that when you're passing your first party data from your system to your let's say first party data to through webhook, there might be some data leakage, or when you're passing from your first party data tool for a customer lab to Meta, there can be a leakage, right? Just to ensure that all the data is flowing accurately, you just need to basically do a bit of data validation to compare both the values, and once this has been done, then probably you can do the next steps, right? Which is you can start looking at store visits attribution. Now, how you can see this report is it's very straightforward. You just need to go to Meta reports and just add the new event, custom event that you have created. So, I mean, the steps would be go to report section, select campaigns as dimensions, and select conversion action. So whenever you create a new event, obviously it will get added in conversion action. You just need to add it and filter the new event that you have created, which is store visit. So in this, when you do this, right, you get store visits by campaigns. You'll get to know how many store visits have been driven by campaign A, campaign B, campaign C. This is how you'll be able to see, right? On attribution, you don't have to worry about it, right? Whenever you create a custom event, Facebook handles the attribution from backend. It's automatically done from their backend using their internal algorithm, right? And obviously, if you want to then, let's say, optimize the campaign on this particular event, you just have to follow the normal process. You just create a campaign, and on the last step, when you add a event to optimize for, you just need to add this store visit event instead of just purchase event, right? So I think we'll just quickly see how you can do the first step, right? Which is pass your first party data to your first party data tool using webhook, right? So you have to generate the webhook URL from your first party data tool, right? Any tool that you're using, you just need to generate a webhook URL from them. And you just need to paste that webhook URL to your source platform. So for us, for our leads, which is store, customers who have visited store, we capture everything in Lead Square. So Lead Square is a lead management tool that we use. So every data is available there. So our source platform is Lead Square. So in Lead Square, I'll have to go to API and webhooks and just paste the webhook URL that has been generated by the first party data tool. So first party data tool is my destination and source is Lead Square. So I'll create a webhook from my destination and paste it here, and I'll select I need to pass walk-ins. Once you do this, right, after some time you'll see that you'll start receiving data from the source, which is, let's say, Lead Square in our case, to directly to customer labs, which is first party data tool for us. And you can check this in the source logs. If you click on logs, you will be able to see what all data. This is just a snapshot, not the snapshot of store visit, but just a generic snapshot of how it looks, right? And this is how you can pass your first party data system to the first party data tool, which is customer labs, right? So this is about bit technical steps on step 1, right? On step 2, which we discussed, right, how you can, the step 2 was to create a custom event on Meta and pass the data from first party data tool to Meta, right? On this, right, I mean, there's a detailed step-by-step guide which has been written by Custom Labs team, right? Obviously, I'll not go through it entirely in this. It's a bit detailed and bit lengthy. but I think I've attached the document. I think we'll be sharing the PPTs with you. Anyone who is interested in understanding how you can pass data from one source to Meta, I think can quickly refer to this one, right? It's pretty straightforward. Okay, good. So this is the now coming to the snapshot, right? This is how it looks. Let's say assuming we have implemented everything, this is how it looks. So CL underscore walk-in is my store visit event that I've created for our business, right? And here are the campaigns. So I am now able to see how many walk-ins are getting driven by campaigns, right? So for example, TSC Sofa Advantage shopping campaign is driving 309 walk-ins for us, and I can also understand cost per walk-in, all other metrics related to my walk-ins. So this is a good view where I can understand which campaigns is working for us. So for us, it's not always purchase, right? Our only 15 to 10% of our business is online. So I cannot rely just on ROAS or purchase value. I have to find new signals that can help me better understand my campaign performance. So for us, it's store visits. So that's why we over-index on visits, also sometimes even more than the purchase. And we have our store visits. Then we optimize campaigns accordingly, campaigns which are with high cost per results, low cost per results, campaigns driving high walk-ins, low walk-ins. So this is the quick snapshot of how you will see once you implement the steps, right? Also, as I mentioned before, right, we optimized campaign on store visit event, not just on purchase event. So what we did is, so for mid-funnel meta campaigns, right, we began optimizing for the first party data store visit event, right, that we created instead of the purchase event. And I think from Jan we did this. And we saw that if you see, right, from September, October, November, December, where we used to optimize campaigns on purchase event, our ROAS, average ROAS for mid-funnel, for obviously non-growth matters campaign was hovering around at roughly 2% average. And post that, we removed the purchase event from optimization and we started optimizing on store visit event. And our ROAS increased by roughly 88%, right? So I mean, the logic behind it's pretty straightforward. So because store visit event volume is 4 times greater than the purchase event volume, and the quality is same, right? If anyone is visiting the store, it's obviously high intent for us. So the quality is same, but I'm getting more data signal passed to the campaigns. So it learns much faster, and so obviously when it learns much faster, it does better targeting and it helps us to give better ROAS. So I think this is the the results of the impact of what we were talking about. This is how all the D2C brands probably are approaching or should approach when it comes to online-offline journey, right? When you want to discover product, let users discover your products online, but the purchase journey is offline. This is how you can probably stitch the journeys. Just quick notes, right? So if you want to improve your attribution accuracy, these are the one thing that you should do, right, is you should capture and pass both email and phone number on Meta for any of the custom events that you are creating. It will just help increase coverage, and more data you pass on Meta, the more it will help them to match it with their internal database, which is their universe, and it will give you better attribution. So I think that's the first thing that you should do. Whenever you pass any first party data, ensure it's not just the mobile number but also email wherever possible, right? Also, one analysis that you can do, right, once you implemented this is you can also compute your campaign conversion percentage. So you have your campaign-wise walk-ins, you have your campaign-wise purchase. Now you can just calculate the conversion percentage by just dividing purchase by walk-ins. You will get the conversion percentage, and you can then flag or identify campaigns with very low conversion, which means they are bringing very low quality walk-ins, right? The walk-ins are high, but the users who are end up purchasing are very low. So this way you can start figuring out what campaigns are working, what are the campaigns which are giving you high quality of walk-ins, right? And also since the entire process is quite technical, so you can always reach out to your customer, your first party data tool support team for our case, it's a customer lab, so they handle this entirely by themselves, and we have an amazing support team. I mean, whenever we face any blocker, we just put a message on group, and there's always a team ready to get on a call. So obviously, I mean, so yeah, so these are the quick notes that I wanted to add. Okay. Thank you, and this was all about how you can price store visits. Yeah.
I wonder what was the CTA of these things.
Sorry?
I wonder what was the CTA of these things.
CTA. Yeah, that I am not very sure. I'll have to check, but
No, the CTA primarily is driving them to the website itself. And on the
Is that the
website,
store locator?
no, driving them on the website itself. That's what I have seen. And on the website, they do collect the leads, and it's not like maximum of the leads, but these are the ones. So the what's happening is you run the reach and frequency campaign, right? Where they're running reach and frequency campaign, you're running with CL walk-ins. So if anybody walk-ins in 7 days, 14 days or 28 days, we'll be able to track inside the platform. That's what Jayesh has been showing. So typical CTA is still driving to the website, but if someone is actually walking in, they're capturing the data. They're capturing the data in the CRM. From the CRM, we are pushing that into customer labs, and from customer labs, pushing that into Facebook. That's what happens. So
you mentioned CTA, I heard CTR, so I was not sure about the CTR. CTA is we make user land on website. We let them discover products on website, and obviously they'll end up visiting store. But yeah, so everything we do right is letting users discover us online. We don't directly push to store. We bring them on website, and then we then figure out if the user have visited the store, it was from which campaign. I mean, that's the only stitching that we do.
And do you also do analysis like, for example, you have 5 stores in Delhi.
Right.
Is there a cannibalization or and how does it work?
Yes, obviously. I mean, we are in Bangalore right now at 21 stores, and we'll be soon opening, I think, by next 2 months, 28 stores. And we were also at some point, we had 5 stores. So obviously, whenever we open a store, there is always a cannibalization impact, but there are few metrics that we measure internally, which is city revenue per store, few other metrics that pin code wise, same store, same pin code growth percentage. So these are the few metrics that we track internally that helps us to understand if it's not just cannibalizing and we are getting incremental revenue.
Great work. Great connect.
So the whole idea here is, let's not drive them to store visits, because you won't be able to track anything, because you are actually driving them either to GMP, Google My Business Profile. So there is no data collected. So with TSC, what they have done is they have done beautifully. Everyone push them into website. We cookie them, and whoever is coming, store visits, we still collect them in the CRM, push it back. Okay, so the entire feedback loop is running behind it. So that's how it's happening here. Thank you, Vikash.
Thank
All right,
you.
thanks,
Thank you so
Jayesh.
much,
It's been
Jayesh.
amazing. And again, TSC, we've been working for almost 1.5 years.